Thank you all for coming. My name's Luke. I'm the owner of Lightning Energy. I'm going to run you through everything you need to know about the battery rebate on a high level, just the kind of basics. And then we're going to go through tonight. It's almost like a bit of a speed dating type thing with a couple battery manufacturers. We've got some representatives from each one to give you an idea of three of the top batteries that I think you should consider. There's obviously quite a lot. There's about 6 or 7 just here alone. So we just picked 3 tonight where we can go into a little bit more detail, talk to you about the features of those products. Yeah, so here at Lightning Energy, we're on a mission to electrify Melbourne locally and hopefully help electrify Australia, get a whole bunch of people off the gas. And yeah, that starts at home, that starts with you. So it starts with everyone doing their bit to reduce emissions and move on with renewable energy. So that's what we're trying to do. So thanks for coming and joining the mission. Today we're going to talk about the federal battery rebate. I'm sure everyone's heard of it. Did everyone vote for it in the election? Was that something you were voting for? Mm-hmm. I voted for it. I'm not biased in any way, but it was a good plan. Nuclear was going to take too long, so yeah, here we are. It's a great initiative, and yeah, it's good to see everyone's coming out. Everyone's excited to learn about it. And when I say learn about it, let's just say just a warning for everyone that the details are still not 100%. So we're making our best educated guess on what we're told, but things are still kind of changing a little bit. So just keep that in mind. When the rebate does start in July, there may be slight variations, but we're pretty confident this is what we're going to get. So the overview of the battery rebate was basically this guy, Chris Bowen. He's behind it. He's been pushing it. He's been working on it for about 2 years behind the scenes, and they've got all of the systems pretty much ready to go. It was a fair investment of time, I think, given that if they lost the election, then the whole thing would have got thrown in the bin. So he's done a really good job and really backed himself there. So the rebate is going to be $2.3 billion going into solar batteries, starting from July and going until 2030. So it's 5 years that it's going for. So you need to get in on it quick. Now, is it approximately 30% of the battery cost is what they say, which isn't always exactly right. It's actually a per kilowatt basis, but we'll go into that in a sec. So what they're aiming to do is install 1 million batteries around Australia. So I think off the top of my head, there's 5 million solar systems, so 1 million batteries. Even we could go further than that, but we'll see how we go with this one. Now, who here's got solar already? Everyone? Who here's got a battery? Potentially looking at a second battery, maybe? Third battery? Look at this guy. 3 batteries, yeah. Oh, that's all right. So why would you want to do this? Pretty obvious, some of the reasons. We want to cut our energy bills, reduce our energy bills, reduce the cost of battery by 30%. We want to lower the demand on the grid. So there's a lot of demand on the grid at night this hour where everyone gets home and fires up all their electrical gear, and during the day there's a lot of excess solar. So we're trying to flatten that out by capturing the excess solar during the day, storing it, and then dispersing it at night when we need it. So obviously this is going to ease the cost of living for a lot of people as well, which is a big pain point for a lot of people in Australia right now. So if we can get a battery, it's going to reduce the cost of power, not just for you, but for everyone, because it's going to help stabilise the grid. And the last reason we should do this is for support jobs. There's a lot of people that work in the renewable energy industry in Australia. So it's good to keep them employed, and particularly at my company, I know we've got a lot of younger people, a lot of apprentices, 18, 19-year-olds. So I always think it's good to, give them a crack and bring them into a trade and teach them something that they're going to use for their life. I think I always say to my young tradies, apprentice electricians or plumbers or whatever, I say it's going to be a long time before your job is replaced by AI. So they're probably going to be the last to be replaced by AI and robotics. So it's good that we train people up with trades. So the rebate amount, this is what everyone wants to know. So the rebate amount is actually per kilowatt hour of storage. So here, we've got a Tesla, this is 13.5 kilowatt hours. Here we've got a Sonnen, this is 10 kilowatt hours, a SolarEdge 10, Enphase 5. So the rebate is $350 per kilowatt hour. So if you go for a 10, it's about $3,500. If you go for a Tesla or a 13 Sonnen, it could be 4,900 and something. There's still some additional fees which the retailer cop in the middle of the transaction from the company that we trade the STCs with, which haven't been confirmed yet. That's why we're not giving the exact number, because there's always someone kind of taking a little bit of a clip in the middle, unfortunately. But yeah, a Tesla Powerwall, for example, 4,007 to potentially even a little bit more than that. How it's going to work is your installers, Lightning Energy or anyone else who you go with is going to offer it to you as an upfront discount on your quote. So you won't have to pay it, you just get a discount on your quote, and then we deal with getting the money from the government later. So it could potentially be a bit of a nightmare for us claiming money from the government, but yeah. That's the risk we're prepared to take to deliver batteries to you guys.
Is that the same way it works for solar panels?
Yeah, so it's STC rebate. So the STC rebate is the same style of rebate for solar. Yeah, the same mechanisms, which is why they're confident that they can bring this in quickly, because they're using the same systems that they've already been using for solar for the last 10 plus years. So they're just swapping it over to batteries now. So it should theoretically be very seamless. So yeah, it's if you want to get technical, the STC value, I won't get too far into STCs because we've got a lot to get through tonight, but you get 9.3 STCs per kilowatt hour and approximately $37, $38 per STC. STCs are a little bit like stocks that you create and then you sell to other energy companies, and the price can go up and down depending on the demand, but it's generally pretty stable around the $37, $38 mark. So I mentioned that the rebate will reduce over time. Now this is something that you're going to really want to think about, is when I say $350 per kilowatt now, that's up until the end of this year. Then in 2026, it's dropping to under $300 per kilowatt, so $50 per kilowatt less. And then in 2027, it's dropping to around $220. And in 2028, $150. And 2029, it's going to move towards being completely phased out. So it makes sense to get a battery sooner when you can get a higher rebate before the rebate drops. So,
is it calendar year or the financial year?
Calendar year. So who can claim the rebate? Sorry, do we have a interjection?
There was a bigger difference. You said 350 became 330, and the gap between the before and after fees was larger in these figures that you got on this.
In these figures?
It's like $40, or whereas you only had $20 gap in the when you said 350.
Net fees after.
You said like 350 and then became 330, so that was a $20 difference. And he was like 40.
Yeah.
42?
Yeah. Yeah.
So is it, do they
350.
line up?
Well, like I said, so with the exact dollar figures, we take it with it's like 95% accurate. Like I said, there's fees. So we have to trade, for example, we trade through a STC aggregator called Formbay, and they charge us a fee of, $1 or $2 an STC. And then the STC price can actually fluctuate as well. So it's like trading shares in a company. The price today might not be the price tomorrow. So that's why some of the prices, like even if I'm talking of trading the STC price in 2026, realistically, it's pretty stable, but there's a potential that if the STC price fluctuates, it could drop.
So these are a bit more conservative than the ones
It's
that you had on the
probably
earlier screen.
Probably a little bit more conservative, yeah.
Thanks.
Yes, I know.
Sorry.
Someone's onto the numbers, yeah. No, I just thought, yeah. Look, we
Doesn't matter.
yeah. So yeah, who can claim it? So there was a rebates around Solar Victoria for solar homes and solar loans and stuff, and that was means tested. So there was a household income of 210,000 was the limit, which was a problem for people where they had 2 people working and 2 people earning, you know, a bit over 100 grand, and which is not uncommon. They were over the 210. They weren't eligible. Now, this isn't means tested at all, so anyone can get it. The only thing that would stop you getting it would be if you'd already got it. So you can only claim this rebate once, which is actually an interesting thing. If you're considering getting two batteries, you could get the 2 batteries now and claim double the rebate. But if you bought 1 battery and then another battery in 6 months, you wouldn't get the rebate on the second one. So it makes sense to get as much storage as you can the first time round. Yes?
Sorry, you said you can't get it if you've already got it. Do you mean
If you've already got the, no person alive has got this rebate yet.
No, but did you mean if you got the rebate once, or did you mean if you already have a battery, you can't get another battery?
If you've got the federal STC rebate before, you can't get it again, but because it hasn't started, that's what I mean, no one's got it. But if you've already got a battery, but you didn't claim this rebate because this rebate didn't exist, then you're fine.
Right. So that one
So-
battery per property is going forward, not...
Yeah, going forward. So to clarify that, if you've already got a battery, this is what I actually asked who here's got a battery already. If you've already got a battery or even 2 batteries and you're looking at getting a 3rd battery, you are eligible to claim this rebate. It's only if after July, if you get a battery and you claim the rebate and then you want to add another battery on, then you can't claim it twice. But you could claim a big rebate in one hit, which is where these batteries here, SIG Energy and modular, people are going crazy getting 24, 26 kilowatt hour stacks because the bigger they go, these batteries are getting fairly cheap, and the bigger they go, the more rebate they get. So it makes sense for people just to get a massive stack. And even if they don't use it, they can trade the energy on something like Amber if they get like on a VPP. So again, I don't want to go too much into too many things because we've got a lot to go through.
And have questions later would be great,
Yeah.
because it's going to...
There's a lot of offshoots, like get it. Yeah, get a big battery. It'd be awesome. You can sign up to Amber, and then someone says, I don't know what Amber is. I'm like, all right, will take me 10 minutes to explain Amber. A lot of people do know Amber. A lot of people don't, but I recommend you look into Amber because it's a good way to maximise the ROI from your battery. But yeah, if you want to know about that, you can ask us or message us, and we can tell you more about that. So requirements. Was it paired with solar? So you've got a solar system, and then you're adding it to that. So you're going to be charging off the solar. Has to be VPP compatible. You don't have to be on a VPP if you don't want to. So it just has to be compatible for one. 1 battery rebate per property. You can do off-grid as well, if for a big system. Another reason to look into doing this now is just coincidentally, the perfect storm has happened and everyone's getting emails or letters from their energy retailer saying that their feed-in tariff is dropping from July 1. Now, this is actually my electricity bill. I'm going to show you my electricity bill so you get a real-world feel for what's actually going on. I'm not immune to this. I was getting 0.03, so 3 cents. And then after July, I'm getting 0.0004, which is basically 0. But they've said that when they're regulating it, they've said you can offer them anything. You can't offer them 0. It has to be above 0. So they just put 0.0004, which basically means that I'm going to be getting nothing. But yeah, you could see in here, well, this example, my energy price stayed the same. The supply charge has increased. But yeah, essentially, look, energy prices are going to keep going up. Feed-in's going to drop. So the best way to be protected against that is with a battery. And the other thing to think about, not just if energy prices increase, but actually energy demand within your house. Now, what I mean by that is a lot of people are getting rid of their gas, hot water units, replacing it with heat pumps. They're going to electric cooktops. Maybe they're even getting an electric car. Now, if you do that, you're going to massively increase the demand in your house. So basically what I'm saying is your electricity bill is going to go up. So you're going to need a big solar system to try and bring it back down. And depending on what time you use those appliances, then you need a battery to shift that power into nighttime, whether that be electric cooktop or something like that. You may be cooking dinner after the sun goes down, so definitely worth looking into. So some real world examples. This is my house again, and this is my bill. So my bill, I've been really lucky for a while. It's still in $900 credit. So I haven't had a bill in 2 years at my house. And this might be slightly misleading because we were getting a 10-cent feed-in, then a 3-cent feed-in. So we were getting money for feeding back to the grid. So I predict my next bill is probably not going to be $900 credit. So I'm with OVO now. And the reason I'm with OVO, and I don't endorse really any energy, we don't mind Amber, but I'm going to leave OVO. But the reason I like OVO is because they have an off-peak EV charging plan. So they're not just them, other ones as well. So if you do have an electric car, you can charge at night for usually around 6 cents, which is a really good way of doing it. So if you can have a battery and have solar, and then you can charge your electric car during that window, or you can use a charge on solar feature to charge off excess solar, then that's a really good way of doing it. So in my house, I've got 13 kilowatts of solar, a 10 kilowatt solar edge inverter, a Tesla Powerwall. I've got the 2, not 3. I misspelled that. It's embarrassing. And, we run reverse cycle aircon a lot, pretty much 24/7, to be honest. And we're technically 2 electric cars, but I charge my car at work and my wife charges her Tesla at home. And between running reverse cycle aircons, charging electric car off peak with the battery, we're still in credit. So it's definitely possible to do it, particularly if you get on a good plan like Amber and your energy trading, which is something we can talk about in another session. We've done them before. We've actually done a YouTube video with Amber as well and a podcast. So how are we going for time? Key things to consider when you're looking for a battery is you want to look at the capacity of the battery, whether it's modular or whether it's fixed, and you want to look at the power output of the battery. So the capacity is how much power it can store, and the power output is how fast it can send that power to your house. So you've got Tesla's 13.5 kilowatt hour, but then it's got 11 kilowatt hours of power that it can output. So it can handle really high loads. 11 can pretty much handle anything in your house. Lifespan and warranty is something you want to look at. The warranty, whether it's 10 years, some 12 years, 15 years, then you want to think about if that company is going to be around that long. And cycles, definitely look at how many cycles the battery can take. And if you are going on a VPP, you really want to look at how many cycles it has, because you might cycle more than once per day if you're on a VPP. So it's just something to think about. Compatibility is something you want to look at when you're looking for a battery. So if you've already got a solar system, then you're really looking for an AC coupled battery, because that battery can connect to your existing solar system. And if you don't have a solar system, then you might be looking for a hybrid DC coupled battery with an inverter, either built in or separate inverter, and you can get all the same brand, whether SIG Energy or Solar Edge, hybrid inverter with a battery. So AC coupled connects to an inverter that's already there, and DC coupled is normally for new installs. So I've just got a quick diagram here on AC coupled, because I suspect this is be the situation for most of you. So you've already got an inverter. It might be whatever inverter you've got. Your solar's connected to your inverter and your switchboard's here, and then you just bang another battery on here and just works through CTs. It'll measure what's happening over here, and it'll work. Tesla's great for that. They've been dominating the industry with that for quite some time in the AC coupled. DC coupled, a good example of DC coupled is Solar Edge. So the battery connects directly to the inverter, and then it just feeds back to your loads in the house. So we've got a Solar Edge inverter and battery over there. You guys can have a look at later. Really good option. Another thing to consider is the user experience of what you're going to get, because that's what you're going to be looking at every day. So you want to kind of have a bit of an understanding of what the app is going to be like, and know how to read it and understand your measurements, your power output, your usage and everything. User experience is good. Say with Tesla, it's good if you have a Tesla car because it links into one app. So it's definitely worth looking at that if you've got a Tesla car. After sales support is something that's really important as well. So you want to make sure if you do have an issue, either the manufacturer of the battery or ideally your installer has got a good support network there where they're able to pick up the phone, log in and help you with any issues. So company reputation, bankability of the company. I put Tesla there because they've been through a lot recently, obviously, but people seem to forget what a big company they are and how they've been dominating the solar battery. They've basically pioneered the solar battery industry for the last 10 years with the Powerwall 2. No one's come close to them. They've got huge mega factories all around the world. I was actually at a mega factory last week in China with these guys, and it's really impressive. Their manufacturing is just insane. So think about the companies and what's behind them. The other thing I thought with Tesla as well, to prove a point of how viable the company is, you might want to go some of the newer companies. I'm good. Some of these guys are newer as well that are going to talk after me, and I think they're great. They make great products. But you got to think, if a newer company's there, how big are they, blah, blah, blah. Well, I mean, this I screenshotted today. This is the top 11 companies in the world as per the stock market. So you can see Tesla is number 11 of $1.5 trillion AUD market cap. No one else can claim that. So these are the types of things that I might look at if I was going to buy a battery. Some batteries they might seem more innovative, they might have more tech, but are they a $1.5 trillion company? Do they have 1 million batteries deployed out in the field? How long have they been doing it? These are the things, if not, they might have to come to the party with something else that you value. But these are the types of things that I do consider. The last thing before I pass it on, because we're going on a bit, switchboard upgrades. Now, if you guys have an old switchboard in your house, previously 2 years ago we might have entertained connecting a battery to it. Now we don't even bother because this is the type of thing that's happening. The fuses are just burning out. The switches, even circuit breakers I'm seeing melt because Australian switchboards often weren't designed to handle this much power, particularly people that are charging electric cars or they're on VPPs and their battery's outputting 10 kilowatt output and they've got 7 kilowatts going to their car, and then they're running electric heating and cooling, and all of a sudden we see main switches, 63 amp main switches tripping all the time. I've seen cables burning out. The last 2 years it's becoming a real problem, just how heavy everyone is on energy usage. So it's really important that you make sure your switchboard looks maybe something like this, a little bit better. We've got to have the right RCDs, type AC RCBOs here to make sure that they'll catch any faults, anything that comes up in the system. So the last thing before I'm going to hand over to the other guys because I could talk for a really long time about this. The last thing, I made this comparison chart and it's a bit messy to kind of see, but actually I'm going to tell you how I did it. If you're comparing two batteries, I'm going to give you guys a trick. If you were comparing, say, Tesla Powerwall and SIG Energy and you're like, oh, I don't know which one, ask ChatGPT to make a comparison and it's actually awesome. Like, say, make a chart comparing, you could say, I did it literally before, make a chart comparing Sonnen to Solar Edge and what I value, I'll mention this, this, and this. And ChatGPT will give you a perfect breakdown and if the key points, which one do you recommend? So it's really good if you can, pump in some information like that. Or if you need to know anything, actually AI is really good just for researching things and trying to find out, which one's better or what's values or what you value, whether it's AC, DC coupled, the cycles, the IP rating. You can make these tables really easily. All right, I might. What? Grok. I use Grok, but I didn't know if everyone knows Grok. Grok's pretty underground. I use Grok all the time. All right, I might hand it over to Andrew now. So Andrew's going to talk about SIG Energy battery. And then we're going to do a little talk from Tesla and Anker. So I might
Hi everyone, thanks for coming and thanks for having us tonight, Luke. I'm from a company called AC Solar Warehouse and we're a wholesale partner for SIG Energy battery systems in Australia. And I'm just here tonight to talk to you about why SIG Energy is a really good option for the upcoming Cheaper Home Batteries rebate. They've been one of the fastest growing and most innovative manufacturers I've kind of dealt with in my last 6 years in the solar industry, and it's just a really awesome product. So a little bit of background about the company. It's founded by this man here named Tony Su, and the company is based over in Shanghai in China. So Tony founded the company in 2022 after many, many years working at Huawei, which is another global inverter manufacturer, quite a well-known brand, and previously the market leader in or market share for inverter systems. And Tony went on to found SIG Energy, and I think he just kind of joined a lot of the dots in the industry to do with solar and batteries and EV charging and formed a really amazing company at SIG Energy. One of the things that we do here with SIG Energy is that they are a fairly new company. So, you know, they were formed in 2022. However, as you can see, Tony's had many, many years experience in inverter manufacturing. He also has a large team of engineers in software and hardware who are also from Huawei. So they've got a really good foundation of experts in the industry. And they've been a really great company and they've had great success so far globally and in the Australian solar industry. They recently became the highest market share battery product in Australia a little bit earlier this year. So they've been really successful so far in the market. So this is what the product looks like here. We actually have a life-size model in the showroom here as well. So definitely have a look at that afterwards if you can't see that up here. But SIG Energy, they came out with this, they call it the SIG Store, which is this kind of all-in-one battery and solar stack that you see here. So this is one of the most versatile products that there is in the market as far as I've dealt with hundreds, probably thousands of solar installers all around Australia, so I come across a lot of different installation scenarios, and pretty much every time there's a solution with SIG Energy. So you can AC couple it. So as Luke was saying before, if you have an existing solar system, you can retrofit this battery to that system, and you can charge off your excess solar energy produced from that solar system and store it in the battery, set it up that way. You can also connect panels straight to the SIG Energy system, and so treat it as an all-in-one system. You can use it for on-grid systems with battery backup. You can use it for off-grid systems. It's got a full three-phase backup as well. There's only a few other brands out there at the moment that have that capability. So it's a very versatile product. The other great feature as well is that in their energy gateway, you can connect a backup generator. So you can really get full grid independence with this product with using that. So if you have a few bad days in the middle of winter and a blackout, you can recharge the batteries and power your house from the generator and get full grid independence. The other thing to note in this image here is the DC EV charger. So SIG Energy were the first ones to release a bi-directional EV charger in Australia, and also definitely the first to have it all in one stack like this. So the great thing is that all in this one kind of footprint on the wall, you've got your EV charger, your batteries and your inverter all in one spot, which is it's really cool. So just a bit more of a breakdown about the product and the different components involved. So at the top here, we've got the energy controller or the hybrid inverter. So this is where you connect your panels if you're DC coupling your system. You've got from a 5 to a 12 kilowatt single phase inverter. And typically a 10 kilowatt inverter can comfortably back up your whole house so that you can you keep running everything in the event of a blackout if you've got enough solar and batteries. And it goes all the way up to the 30 kilowatt inverter in the three phase. So again, in a residential setting, most of the time if you've got enough solar and batteries, you should be able to back up your whole house if that's important. You've got the 12.5 and 25 kilowatt DC EV charger, which is the second module down in the stack here. So that's and this is the bi-directional charger. So if you're looking to make use of that technology in future, it's still a fairly emerging technology, and there's some of the EV manufacturers and the connection authorities who own the network still have some approvals to go through for some of the various brands, but it's a really exciting technology that's just on the horizon. It's a modular battery system, which is great because you can size the system to basically exactly what you need. So especially if you already have an existing solar system, you can have a look at your monitoring and see what your energy usage is like, and you can basically work out almost exactly what size battery system you need to install to cover all of your energy usage and hopefully cancel out your bills. And the other thing, so that it's got a 5 or an 8 kilowatt hour battery module that you can stack up, and a maximum of 6 battery modules in one inverter stack. So it gets you right up to that 48 kilowatt hours, or it's perfect being that the rebate is a maximum of 50 kilowatt hours. You can really capitalise on that and get as close as possible to that maximum size. This is the SIG Energy gateway. So this is the component if you want to have an off-grid or a backup system. You need one of these, which handles all of the essential loads, the backup changeover, all of that control in the event of a blackout. They've got a single phase and a 3-phase gateway for your house, and also a commercial gateway if you're doing a larger system. And the other great thing is that it's got support for dual phase or 2-phase sites, which has previously not really been an option. The only solution in that sense was to do 2 single-phase inverters. But it's just another thing. SIG Energy are constantly looking for ways to improve their product and kind of develop things and create more solutions for installers and customers in Australia. I'll just talk a little bit about the batteries in more detail and some of the safety features that are built into them, because there is often some, there's been a lot of news recently about lithium batteries and the risk of fires and things like this, and often that's a result of kind of unregulated equipment like e-scooters and things like that being brought into the country that might not have the highest quality chargers or battery management systems, which is usually where those issues occur. SIG Energy, they would have a high quality battery management system, but in the event that there is some kind of fault, they've got like fire extinguishers built into their modules, so that if there is an event where the battery is overheating, something like that, it can release that, and you can kind of rest easy knowing that it's there's no risk of fire in that sense. The other great thing about the SIG Energy batteries is that each battery module is optimised. So it means that if you install your system and down the track, you install more, like you get an electric vehicle, or you've got more, electric oven, things like this, and your energy needs increase, you can very easily add new battery modules to your stack. Some of the other battery architectures out there, like the one on the right here, if the whole stack has one battery optimizer, which means that if you want to add a new module, you first have to balance all of the cells to then add the new module, which is quite a time-consuming process for installers. And the other limitation is that the new module will be limited by however much the existing modules have degraded by. So over time, the batteries, gradually hold less and less charge. So the great thing about the SIG Energy system is if you add a new battery a few years down the track, you're going to get the most out of every battery module, and it's also a very straightforward process for installers to put the new module in. Just a little bit more information about the bidirectional EV charger. So it's been something that's been hyped up for quite a while now, and there haven't really been, there's been a lot of question marks around which cars you can use this charger with, which electricity networks, And it's still, as I said before, it's still an emerging technology. There's still some of the, especially down here in Victoria, some of the like City Power, Powercore, those kind of companies who run the networks. There's still some approval processes, I suppose, that have to happen before you can really make use of this. But we are starting to see that, we've got the first Ford F-150 Lightning, which can be used on the Essential Energy Network, which is a utility in New South Wales. So it's only really a matter of time before we start seeing more cars, more networks adopt this technology, which allows you to draw your energy from your car when you're not driving the car and use it to power your house or, participate in a virtual power plant, that sort of thing. It's just a little bit more information about some of the cars here that in the back end actually have been tested and work with the SIG Energy DC charger. It's just more a case of official warranties and things like this, which will all come down the track. So just something to consider if that's something or you're looking to purchase an EV as well and you're interested in that bi-directional feature, to discuss with the manufacturer of the car and make sure that the car is compatible with this technology too. SIG Energy also have an AC EV charger, so your sort of 7 kilowatt single phase, 11 or 22 kilowatt three-phase chargers, which it's a separate box on the wall, so you can actually see one up on the wall there, which is another charging option that you've got, and you can do all your smart charging, monitoring of your excess solar, and charge your car when you're exporting solar power. All of those kind of smart charging features. And then the last thing I thought I'd mention is just the app that you can monitor your SIG Energy system with. So this is a little bit of what it looks like here. You've got a lot of visibility over all of your production, what your batteries are doing, the state of charge, your electric vehicle. And it's also got a lot of really cool features built in. Like they actually have an AI assistant built into the app, which uses ChatGPT to, you can use it to ask questions about your system, or you can use it to actually pull reports of data that you want to access, or that kind of thing. It's a really handy tool to use, and just another innovation SIG Energy have built into their product. And that's, I think, all I wanted to talk about, just in a brief nutshell, and I think I'll hand over to the guys from Tesla now.
No, that's great. Thanks for that. Yeah, good. SIG Energy is just here, if anyone was wondering, with the AC charger there. So, all right, now we've got Celine coming from Tesla. That white one there. Just going to give you guys a bit of a breakdown on Tesla, what's happening in the energy side of things of the company, and the progression from the Powerwall 2 to the Powerwall 3. And the Powerwall 2 is actually really close to my heart because we did like 500 of them, which was a lot, and I think we're doing a lot more of the Powerwall 3s, but we've just done so many of them that nothing really compares, and at least for us, we haven't done anything anywhere near that volume of any other battery. It was kind of 90% of our battery sales for a good 5 years. And yeah, it's only now, like they came in 2016 with the Powerwall 1, and it's only around now, I would say, everyone else is really catching up. And there's other products on the market that I would really recommend. But yeah, Tesla, they're ahead of the game with their cars and their storage.
All right, thank you. Thank Luke and Lightning Energies for the opportunity to, be here and presenting about the Tesla products. And today, before I get into things, I'd like to introduce myself, Celine Franklin. I am Technical Business Development Manager at Tesla. I've got an engineering background, electrical engineering background, and here with me, Feroz Taqi, he's an account manager, look after the Victoria and Tasmania regions on the product sales. And now I'd like to talk a little bit about our mission. Tesla's mission is not to, manufacture the fastest car or the biggest factory or the biggest battery in the world. That's the byproduct. And we are here today with our mission to accelerate the world's transition to sustainable energy. And with us being in Australia, in energy business more than 10 years ago, we used this mission to make our decisions and trying to, transition and make the world for the better place. I'd like to introduce the Tesla ecosystem before we get into the details of the energy side of things. So before the year 2006, Tesla, we as a company manufactured the first 100% electric vehicle, which is the Tesla Roadster, and that create the charging stations or the charging stations that currently we expanding more than 50,000 superchargers globally, and it expanding exponentially as well to support the growth of electric vehicle around the world. And now looking at the energy storage that you could see in the video, we have two scales of the energy storage. So one is the utility scales or megapack. For example, in Victoria at Geelong, you probably have heard we have the VVB or Victorian big battery that's over 450 gigawatt hour of energy. And then the smaller scales, the Powerwall, that's we've been through generations of the Powerwall from Powerwall 1 to Powerwall 2, which is the AC couple, and now our current products, it's the hybrid system, the Powerwall 3 system. Other than that, then in 2016, Tesla also acquired or merged with the biggest solar company in the US market, and also manufacture the solar panels and solar roof as well. Unfortunately, we haven't seen the products in Australia yet, as we've got varieties of the solar panels that you see on the wall here that's already serve the market really well. Beyond that, we also expand to produce the vehicle that more than just the electric car. You might have heard the semi-truck, the cyber-truck, and also get into the robotic industry, which is not even on the slide here. It's the Optimus, and all combine into
Hold the mic a bit closer.
into the software system, which as everything now run by the software, and our software, the Tesla app, it's all in one of the products. So whichever product that you may have the electric car, you may have the wall connector, you may have the Tesla Powerwall 3. It's all combined, integrated into one ecosystem. Now, let's dive into the factors that drive electricity demand, especially in Australia today. So the first one is the electricity vehicle uptake. As we get subsidised from the government. We have the rebates from everywhere, so that increase the consumption of the electricity. As Luke also mentioned that, our house, older house, the switchboard may not be able to, capable of charging, and that's also to be taken into the consideration as well. The second factor is increasing in PV system size. As the panel, manufacturer these days, advancing their technologies, they can, with a higher efficiency, they can produce more as well. So with the system side, that is bigger than now. Back in the day, we could see a lot of systems less than 5 kilowatts, and now it's becoming bigger and bigger, and the battery sizing come to compromise and take on the surplus energy that you can utilize longer hours. The third factor is electrifications of homes, which you could see in Victoria, new homes, we cannot build a home with the gas system anymore. The new regulations, everything has to be electric, so the demand definitely goes up by that as well. And lastly, the virtual power plant uptakes. We can see the power plants with the VPP programs that you can sign up, and that increase in the system sizing that allows you to make benefit and take the benefit of the demand from the grid as well. And to powering the grid, as you can see from the blue graph, this is from residential. Our residential consume at least 30% from the grid, right? And from the forecast, it's going to increase from those factors that I just mentioned, the minimum 5-folds. And the residential solar and storage is the critical part. So we can help the grid by installing the system where the demand increase, which is at our home. Apart from that, it could help you to protect against electricity outage as well. You could have brownout and blackout. By having the storage will help you prevent that. Also maximize the use of intermittent renewables. As we know, we live in Melbourne. It could be 4 seasons in a day. The unreliable of renewable energy and having the battery as a buffer would help stabilize and maximize the use of the renewable energy. Also, it could help to avoid the upgrades on the electricity grids or expanding the network. With the growth of the demands, meaning that transmission and distributions and the facility has to be upgraded as well. And that parts of our, the daily charge tariff that we pay. So if we could avoid that, like overall, that fees can be reduced as well. And lastly, VPP would help to support the demand in real time. So this has become pretty critical part from Victoria as well. A lot of people in this room may have heard of the backstop. Being part of it, it's sort of the first level of control, and then to see the real demand from the grid, that's we step into the next level, which is the VPP or virtual power plants. So what do we need to achieve all this? We need a product with more power, with high performance, something that we can faster to install, it's scalable really quickly. The product that is durable and fits to the Australian climate. And also, if it's too expensive, no one's going to buy it, right? So we need a product that is affordable and great value for money. And here it comes the Powerwall 3. With the good performance, it is a hybrid system, meaning it already has the inbuilt solar system with the storage all in one. So you can save a lot on buying the third-party solar that needs to be AC coupled with the battery. You save on the installations because everything in one box, you actually need a Tesla gateway to control it, but everything will be a lot faster and require a lot less space if you have limited space at homes. So more durable, we tested with all climates, IP55, you can install indoor and outdoor, that will be no problem at all. And also I need to mention, as Luke mentioned about, if you join a VPP, there might, some battery OEMs or manufacturer also limited at how many cycles that you reached and then that capped out on the warranty. With Tesla, we don't have the cycle limitation. So our warranty is a 10-year unlimited cycle and guarantee at 70% of the energy intention. So if at the end of your 10 years and your capacity drop less than 70%, we will exchange the new battery for you. Also, easy install, as to mention, and best value and pricings, you can speak to Lightning Energy. All right, a little bit of the comparison to the Powerwall 2. I will not go through deep into the details, but the main key difference. The Power 2 is an AC coupled battery. It needs the third-party inverter to connect to your solar panels on the roof in order to charge the battery. And with Power 3, it's all in one. So your panels can plug directly into the Power 3 in order to charge, and also the charge, utilize the internal inverter, so all in one. It has a better maximum continuous power as well. With Power 2, you can do 5 kilowatts charge and discharge power per battery. With the Power 3, you can set 5, 10, or 11.04, but these heavily rely on your capacity, network capability that's you installer have to apply and see how many kilowatts that you can install. Especially with you guys who already have the solar system installed, they might not be able to achieve the 10 kilowatts power output. But talk to Lightning and see what's the maximum capacity you can install. Low start capacity, this is more for the motor start in off-grid. So say you operate in backouts, and a lot of households has the big motor loads like the water pump, anything with motor, dishwashing machine, for example. So Powerwall can support that with a high, startup currents. Maximum solar system size 20 kilowatts DC as well can be plugged in directly into the Powerwall 3. 13.5 kilowatt hour capacity, this is the same as Powerwall 3. And with 3 MPPTs, that for the complex roof, you can install the solar panels with the different orientations and still maximize the efficiency of the solar system as well. On top of that, I'd like to introduce the DCX. DCX is not a Power 3. It's DC. It's short for DC expansion. So the expansion pack gives you extra capacity to combine with the Power 3. So first of all, you need a Power 3. And then you buy the expansion pack. So say the Power 3 already have the capacity of 13.5 kilowatt hour. You buy the expansion pack, it's at another 13.5 kilowatts hour. It makes sure that you can, so in the outage or for VPP capability, for example, you can utilize the battery with the longer hours. Right, so it can be floor mount, wall mount, need to be coupled with the Power 3, comes with the harness, and really easy to install. And that's the hardware side of things. Now I'd like to touch on the Tesla app or the software side. As you can see that everything now is the internet's control application, and Powerwall is also the same. The Tesla app is the tool or the interface for you to interact with your products that you have. You have the full control, all the settings and monitoring, it's all in one app. So there are a couple of features, and there are 4 main features that I like to introduce, and I think they are really cool. The first one is the tariff optimization. For example, if you have the time of use tariff, that difference each time of day, so you can put that in, and Tesla will have the smart mechanism to make sure that it's utilize the battery in the way that give you the best benefits. So, for example, it will see the weather forecast for the next day. It knows that, hey, tomorrow we don't have a lot of solar to charge the battery, but due on your time of use, it will try to pull the power maybe from the grid during the cheap hours and save the energy store in the battery so you can use it during the peak, and that makes you maximize your savings as much as possible. The next one is the Storm Watch feature. This is a feature that you can opt in. So once you opt in, it reads the data from the of meteorology. We'll see when there are the severe warnings of the storm, and then it will try to prep and prepare the battery to save the energy as much as possible. Be ready for you to utilize this in case you have an outage in that area. So when the storm passed, everything will come back and operate as the normal operation. The next feature is charge on solar. So say if you have a Tesla vehicle, you drive sometime, you plug your car to charge from the grid, and the grid power is also a dirty power generate from the grid anyways. With this feature, we'll ensure that you charge your car from the renewable energy. When you drive, you know that your car is driven, and fuel from the clean energy. And the last one is the monitoring. I don't have to talk much. You've got all the control in one app. And with the chart on solar, I'd like to go through a little bit in detail because it's a really cool feature. You have two settings, right? The lower threshold and the higher threshold. So say your car is on low energy and you want to make sure that you have enough charge. So you can select the lower threshold to charge from any source, right? So you charge from any source to make sure that you hit on that level. So in this case, example, 40%. So more than 40% you'll find now, you can plug the car in at your homes and wait until you have the surplus, and all the rest of the car will be charged from the surplus solar that generate from your home. And these I will want to touch on a little bit on the tools that we provide to your installers. So let's say you install the system, Lightning can access your system as well on a certain level. So you can see what's going on, and when something wrong in your system, it provides the alerts, and they can look into your system and get into the bottom of it as quick as they can. Alternatively, you can contact tech support as well. At Tesla, we do have the 2 tiers of support. We do have tier 1, level 1 support that all customers can contact and get any guidance, as well as tier 2 is the installer support. So separated lines, so make sure that we've got the support and service cover all the levels. And here we are. This is just the beginning. As you know, I told you that in Australia alone, we've been in business for 10 years. That's a decade. And we don't see a lot of companies, actually in our industry, that's been around for 10 years and still profitable and growth and still looking for the future. We plan to focus in building capacity and ramping the capacity as fast as possible. As I mentioned earlier, it's not just the number, it's the mission that drive every one of the Tesla employees here to make the best we can every day. And last one, I just want to throw in here. We are partnered with Plenty, which is the finance company to offer the base interest rate that you can get as well. The comparison rate is 4.68%. I think they're due running out very soon. If anyone interested, speak to Lightning team. They do have an account with Plenty as well. And that's all I have today. Thank you, everyone.
All right. Last one up. So we've got Sachin here. He's come from Anker Solix. Anker Solix, they're a little bit newer to the market, definitely newer to me, but I knew Sachin already, so he kept calling me up and saying he wanted to partner, and then I said, why not? I said, well, what have you got to offer? And he showed me, and I said, wow, that actually looks pretty cool. So Anker, they've just actually set up a showroom at Chadstone Shopping Centre. So if you go down there, I think it's near where Polestar is down that end, right under Gucci, I don't know, premium end, near there, just down the road.
I've got some pictures I'll show you.
Yeah, but they're doing some big things there, and they've actually got the most kind of sleek battery on the market. So we've got this one here, so it's really cool. So I'll let Sachin talk about it.
How it's gonna...
Should work, yeah. All right, I'll let you do your thing.
All right. Thanks Luke, and thanks to Lightning Energy as well to organize all this. I'm Sachin, you can call me Sach. I've been in renewable industry for the last 15 years and hardcore Liverpool fan and a Carlton fan. If anyone hates me here, please don't. A bit about Anker. I don't know if you ever heard about Anker though. Anker is, all right, so Anker has been actually around since 2011 as a brand. It's a consumer electronics brand. It was established, it's a Chinese company and manufacturer, but actually they were established in 2011 in California. They being a consumer brand, I think most of the people here, they probably know Anker for their UFI home security cameras. Actually, this is actually made by Anker as well. So we have 1 million users in Australia who actually use our product already. Recently, they got themselves into Anker Solix X1, which we call it here, is all-in-one residential home battery solution. Being a profitable business from day one, if you look at our 3.4693 billion in 2024 USD, and year-on-year growth as well, 41.4%. That just shows that you want to partner with a company who actually is profitable and has been around for a long time, because these batteries is an investment that you guys are making, and we have been profitable from day one as well. Some other products which you can see here as well, UFI make, Soundcore, they make headphones as well, and Nebula is a projector. So being quite innovative in that field. Next one, loved and trusted by consumers. So if you do type our name on Amazon or anything, you will see the reviews as well, what we have at the moment. The world's #1 mobile charging brand, the world's #1 plug-and-play balcony and storage brand. This is very popular in Germany, made for apartments and flats. It's not here yet, but we are trying to get that here as well. So anyone who lives in an apartment or flats or anything, or they have a limited space, we will have an all-in-one balcony, solar and storage system as well. It's easy. You can put 4 to 5 panels, plug it onto the AC socket, and it has a built-in battery and inverter. 99% positive feedback on Amazon as well. This is very key for most of the consumers as well. They want to make sure they're buying a product which is actually well trusted in the market, and that's where we come in. 2019, we entered in Australian market with our other products, but our Anker Solix X1 was launched last year. So we have already done quite a lot of installations. Our headquarters is in Melbourne and in Sydney. In Melbourne, our office is in Scoresby, and in Sydney is Lane Cove. This is the camera which I was talking about, UFI. I don't know, how many of you actually have UFI home security cameras at home? So that's actually, did you know that was made by Anker? Exactly. But this is what I'm saying. So Anker has been around, but now we are trying to become more of a consumer brand as Anker. That's why Luke just mentioned as well. We actually opened up a store. It's an experience store in Chatston Shopping Centre where you can actually just go and experience our products. Under Anker Solix as well, we do have a lot of different products. So we do a lot of PPS, portable power stations, which if you're doing a camping or anything, or you need we have an Anker Solix F3800 solar bank, which I talked about before. And today what we're talking about is the Anker Solix X1 Extreme. In regards to our PPS or our portable power stations, you can actually go to even Costco, Bunnings, Good Guys, JB Hi-Fi. You will find all Anker products actually already there. So we are partnered with the bigger retailers out there. Let's talk about the design, which is a key for us as well. This is what is a 15 kilowatt hour battery all-in-one solution looks like. Unfortunately, I can't get the display working at the moment, but if the display was working, you will see there is a LED light there, which is motion censored. If you walk close to it, it will come on. If you walk away from it, it will go off. And it has a really interactive display even for mums and dads to understand if my solar system is working or not. They can actually walk right next to the battery and they can actually see, okay, what's my state of charge? What's it generating? Has it got any alarm or anything? If there is anything not working on the system, that white strip which you see at the bottom at the moment, it changes its color in 3 different colors. If it's white, everything is working okay. If it goes to blue, that means you're running on the backup mode. If it's red, there is an alarm on the system as well. So it's very easy to understand without the need of going to an app or anything. And the slickness of it as well. What you see here compared to, I don't have to specify any battery names, but you can see it yourself, like how our battery looks compared to others. It is a premium battery at an affordable pricing. I would say so that's why it says 555 kilowatt hour bat, 15 in that stack with an inverter at the top. 15 centimeter off the wall. So if you live in if you have a garage, you want to have this battery inside, it doesn't take that much space. It literally sticks out how much is 15 centimeter off the wall compared to others. So, and the height wise is 160 centimeter, what you see here. We have a solution for people who already have solar. We have an AC couple solution as well. If you already have solar, you can actually have our AC couple, which comes in a 5 and a 6 kilowatt. And you can actually, it's a stackable solution again. So you can actually have up to 30 kilowatt hour of storage with one inverter. We have a hybrid, if you live in a single phase home, we have a solution for you guys as well. We have a 5 kilowatt inverter and a 6 kilowatt. And you can install them in parallel as well, depending on what capacity you need. If you have a 3-phase home, you can actually have a 5, 8, 10, 12, depending on your requirement. Our solution is quite modular design for you guys, whatever your needs are. It's all in one slim style. At the top where it says Anker Solix, that's an actually inbuilt inverter. Then it's followed by battery modules. Like I said, it's 555 kilowatt hour battery. Each and every battery module has its own BMS system. What that means, if one of the modules stop working, that doesn't mean the whole system will stop working. It will still work. Even if you start with a 5 or a 10, you can actually have another 5 installed afterwards, depending on your need as well. Built-in backup, you do not need any external gateway. Very easy to install as well, and do not need much space on the wall as well. So its backup is for the essential loads and critical loads of the house. 10 milliseconds of UPS backup as well. So if the grid does go down, it will switch over within 10 milliseconds. You won't even realize, but the light of the battery, it will turn into blue. In regards to the performance as well, so we do claim after doing all the testing and everything, even if the ambient temperature goes up to 55 degrees, our batteries do not lose any power. It maintains 100% power when it's charging and discharging as well. And even if it's in extreme cold weather, which I don't think it's going to go to minus 20 degrees in Australia, but it is designed to last in minus 20 degrees Celsius as well. So we do not lose any battery power even at minus 20. It has its own thermal boosting technology built in. If you live right next to the coastline or next to the beach or something, it has the best anti-corrosion rating, C5M. That's far about the best rating that you can get. What that means, if your house is right next to the beach, you have to leave a minimum of 300 meters where you can get our batteries installed, and we still maintain the warranty. If you installing it indoor and you live 50 meters from there, you just have to make sure you install it in a shelter. Even if you live 50 meters away from a beach or something, we'll still basically make sure the warranty is there for 10 years. IP66 rated, 10 years of warranty. You can have a wall mount or a ground mount as well. Both options are there. In regards to the intelligence, we do have an app, which we call Anker app. You do not have to log in. If you do want to experience our app, what you can do, you can download the app. There is a demo on there. What you see is exactly what the system will look like once you get the system installed. Even if you use our AC coupled solution, which means you already have solar, we will read your existing inverter on our app as well. So you don't have to worry about that as well. It does have 6 or 5 different smart energy modes. We have a self-consumption mode. I'm not going to go through the details, but I'll pick up the key ones. Time of use. If you are on a time of use tariff and the electricity price is cheaper, you can actually charge the battery from the grid. If the grid goes down or something, or you know there is a planned outage, you have the full freedom of actually choosing, I want to have my battery to be saved because I know there's going to be a planned outage and I want to save my battery for later use. You can actually do that as well. And everything is for you guys to actually maintain it yourself. If you have any of Anker Solix product installed, you do not have to download 5 or 6 different apps. On one app, if you have our PPS or our solar bank or our battery install, you can actually go onto the app, you can prioritize what you want to charge it first. If there's excess solar going back to the grid, if you want to charge your EV first, you can do that. If you want to charge your PPS, our portable power station, you can do that as well. Everything is actually configurable through an app. In regards to safety as well, we do use LFP technology, which is pretty safer compared to others. Auto isolation of the abnormal battery as well. If, like I said, if one of the battery modules stop working, that doesn't mean your whole system will stop working as well. And we do look after our installers as well, so 0-volt DC shutdown, so no risk imposed to the installers as well. In regards to the support, we have all our team based in Australia. We have a team in Scoresby as well, and Sydney, and Queensland, and WA. In each and every state, our team is there. Every team is local. If you do call our customer care, you will get the support here. You do not have to wait for the international team to wake up to actually someone to answer your phone. All the team is here, marketing, sales, technical, everyone is based in Australia. These are some of the installations which you can see it. If you do go for a 25 kilowatt hour, so this is a stack, so one inverter can take up to 30, but you can see that this is what it will look like a plate on top if you actually go for a 25 kilowatt hour. But one stack, the maximum you can go, you can actually put one more 5 kilowatt hour in this one, and you can go a bit higher as well if you want. These are some of the installation in Australia, and you can see how slick the battery looks compared to others, and it hardly takes any space. And it's easy to lift and shift it as well for the installers as well. It does come in a packaging like you get your TV or monitor delivered. You do not need, the installers even don't need any special equipment to maneuver our batteries around. It's pretty easy. Coming to the VPP part, which everyone else covered as well. So we are actually teaming up with Evergen. That announcement will be this week. You will see on the social media as well. So we will be with Evergen and Amber, AGL, Synergy, and SIG Energy Australia, Origin, Global. These will come afterwards as well. We are approved by every single DNSP in Australia as well, across all the states. So if someone gets right, hey, is that battery for the Solar Week home rebate? Everything is already, we are CEC listed, all our products are CEC listed, so no installers do not have to worry anything about that. We have our EV charger coming out next month as well, so that will be a part of the same ecosystem as well. So it will come as a single phase and a 3-phase 7 kilowatt and a 22 kilowatt. You will have the full freedom to install it wherever you want to. It doesn't come in the same stack. It's an AC charger. Even if you get your batteries installed inside, you want to charge your EV, you want to put your EV charger outside, you can. We do have a support center as well for the homeowners and for installers. You can get all the information from there. Any data sheets or anything you want to look at, you can actually go to our website and actually have a look at the installers and homeowners brochures. This is our Chaston store. This is exactly what it looks like. It's in Chaston Shopping Centre, lower ground floor, I think underneath Myers. It's an experience store. If you're around Chaston area, I would suggest have a look, and you can actually feel the product, what it will look like as well, all our other products in the market as well. One more thing, which if you do place an order with Lightning Energy on Anker Solix battery, there is our power bank, which you get it at no cost as well. It's before Friday, 27th of June. Please be a part of the family as well. You can find a lot of information by scanning the barcode on Facebook as well. Any information that you do need in regards to our product, you can find it on Facebook as well. I've left my business card and some freebies on the side as well. Please make sure, guys, you do take it before you leave. And that's it from me. Thank you.
All right, thanks, Saj. Yeah, that's right. We're done with that. Cool. So we went over a lot. Hopefully everyone learned a lot. Hopefully you got a bit of an idea of what's out there and how the battery rebate works and how you can get involved in that. Normally we would do a bit of a Q&A, but we've gone for quite a long time tonight, so I just don't want to keep everyone up all night. But what we're going to do, I think we might just break up right now, and then you guys are welcome to hang around here for another 20 minutes or so. We've got all of my design engineers and sales guys up the back, and Sophie at the desk. So if you want to talk to any of my team, or you want a quote, I would go talk to the people at the back or give your details to Sophie at the desk, and we're happy to talk now, or maybe it's more appropriate to talk, you know, tomorrow, or we can arrange an appointment, or you can come back over the phone, or you can come here. Whatever works for you, because this stuff can be quite in depth and we can talk for a really long time about it. And we obviously, thanks to the Tesla team, and we've got Andrew from AC Solar and Satch, so they're going to hang around as well. So if you've got questions about the products in particular, you can ask them. Questions about design and install, you can ask my team. And we'll hang around for a while, and we'll just be here to answer any questions that you want. So thanks for coming. And one thing I do ask is, before you guys go, there's a QR code by the front door. The QR code is to leave a review. So these workshops in particular, we all do in our own time. We do them for free. We don't charge anyone for coming. So if you guys enjoyed it, or if whatever, maybe you didn't, it would be good if you guys would leave a review on the QR code. It really helps us generate, more business, and, helps us move along the mission of electrifying, Melbourne and Australia. And so if you had a good time, please leave a review. And thanks for coming. And we'll hang around for a bit to talk to you. All right.